This is the 2014 Volkswagen Beetle Turbo with the R-Line package. And we're going to be looking at another Black Beauty Turbo, the 2015 Audi A3. Now before we get to the car test, I have a little 15-second video that came direct from our friends in Berlin that show you how they like to test their Volkswagen cars. Let's take a quick look.
Deutschlands populärstes Auto, der Volkswagen, geht im großen Examen für seinen Besitzer mit Temperament durchs Feuer. Einmal in Zeitlupe. Diese Prüfungen werden nicht aus artistischen Gründen gemacht, sondern die privaten Nachahmung nicht unbedingt zu empfehlen. Aber wie man sieht...
I was thinking about running this off a cliff, but I think Audi might get a little upset. So let's go over to the Volkswagen Beetle R Turbo. As a rule, I'm not a fan of black painted cars in hot climates for reasons we'll talk about later, but I do have to admit this is a very, very sharp looking car in black. It was getting lots of attention. Now the R-Line is mostly a cosmetics package that makes the car look better, but one feature I do like are the wider tires and wheels you get with that. I took this out on a twisty road last night and these big tires really hug the road. A little bit noisy and bouncy, but hey, it's performance that counts and you get it with these. Under the hood we get the new 2-liter turbo engine that's been boosted to 210 horsepower, rated at 21 to 30 miles per gallon. I've been driving mostly on freeway and back roads. I'm getting around 28. It's hooked to a 6-speed manual transmission, which is very slick, nice to use, but a 6-speed automatic is available. Just a minor gripe now that I'm thinking about it, the rocker panel, body panels under here are too wide. Dirt collects here, gets on your pants every time you step out of the car. This is a problem I'm seeing on more and more vehicles. I seem to be the only person who does these car tests that notices it, and it's very, very annoying. Don't know what else to tell you, except you better keep it clean. I have no gripes with the interior design. The gauge cluster is very easy to read. The control is very simple to use. Here's your climate control. 3 simple knobs, the way it should be. A small glove box and a large glove box. Plenty of room in there. The 6-speed manual shifter is well placed. A very smooth gearbox. Very well matched to the engine if you like shifting for yourself. The R-Line does include a sunroof. However, this black screen doesn't do much of a job of keeping the heat out. And why did they have to paint this screen black? White would reflect the heat a lot better. On a very, very hot day, I might have to put some aluminum foil up in here. Not a good idea for hot climates. Took me 2 days how to figure out to open this rear hatch. I pressed the key fob, but that didn't work. Apparently there's a secret button right here. Ta-da! Now it's open. And you have lots of good storage space back here. In everyday driving, this is what I would call a poor man's Porsche. The steering's very responsive. The handling's great with these wide tires. The brakes feel perfect. A very stable car. Great fun to drive, especially with this turbo engine power being wound out. I don't think anyone's going to be disappointed driving this day to day. Now there's a car with my favorite color. Now as I stated earlier, this vehicle is absolutely gorgeous with the black paint. Looks really good. But I try to warn people you do not want a color like this in a hot, sunny climate. It attracts heat like a magnet. And of course, I'm always going to get that person that says, oh, it doesn't matter, I've got air conditioning, that's what that's for. Doesn't work that way. If you put a light colored car outside on a hot day, it might take 15 minutes to reach its peak temperature. You put a dark car like this out, it'll reach its peak temperature in about 5 minutes, as much as 15 to 20 degrees hotter as well. And once you're on the road, the opposite times take effect. It might take 15 minutes to cool a black car off versus 5 for a lighter color. To demonstrate, I got this infrared thermometer. Now it's only 89 degrees outside. It's early in the morning, but the roof on this is 155.3 degrees. Now I'm going to measure the roof of this white car. It's been sitting out here all morning. 119.9 degrees. A big difference, I'd say. And 133 degrees for this silver painted car. Now I can't tell you what color to buy, that's your choice, but I can say that this is a very good car to buy. It's only $28,000 fully loaded. The R-Line has very few options. The sunroof, the big tires, all this stuff is standard equipment. The only option I could find was $1,100 for the automatic transmission. Considering the performance and the excellent fuel economy, I'd say this is a very nice car. And it does come in white or red colors, by the way. Now, if that VW Beetle is enough car for you and you have more money to spend, this Audi A3 is certainly worth a look. Now, the base engine is a 1.8 liter putting out 170 horsepower and operates off front-wheel drive only. For 3,000 clams more, you get a 2.0 liter putting out 220 horsepower, which is turbocharged, by the way, and connected to an all-wheel drive system, which is what we have here. Gas mileage rating on this is 24 in the city, 33 on the highway, and if you get the other less powerful engine, it's actually 1 mile per gallon less. So I might as well just fork up the money and get this one. Okay, we're on the drag strip and we're going to have a race here. Here comes my competition. Want to race? I think he's beating me. I'm 8 laps behind. Now the A3 is based on the same platform as the Audi TT and Volkswagen Golf, so it's on the short side. So it's a little cramped back here in the rear seats, but won't be a problem if you're under 6 feet tall. I also noticed that the high-end interiors that Audi's famous for is kind of missing here. Has kind of a stark look of a BMW. But on the positive side, the materials and workmanship are pretty solid. The gauge cluster is very nice, lots of good information, easy to read. Here we have the control knob for the navigation and radio system. And the screen that pops up out of the dash. 3 simple knobs for the climate control, the way it should be. A dinky glove box, not much room in there, but I have room only because I took the owner's manual out. I think you might want to as well. Now, as I mentioned in the VW Beetle video we just did, if you have black paint on the outside and black interior on the inside, you're going to roast alive, especially if the temperature is 116 degrees outside as it is today. And not helping is the sunroof, which is covered only by this thin screen. Not a good idea. I think I'm going to stick some aluminum foil and newspaper up in here because I am roasting alive. Now, there's one thing in the interior that absolutely needs to be changed by the factory. Revolves around these sun blockers here. They do fold down. They do fold back, but they don't slide. So you have this big gap on the windshield where the sun comes through and bakes your face on a sunny day like it did yesterday, which is why I have some sunburns on my ears and bottom of my neck. I mean, come on guys, every manufacturer on the planet except Toyota and Audi have sliding sun visors. This really needs to be fixed. I think Volkswagen and Audi's making cars long enough to know better. Just a little complaint I had to mention. Now, some of the car magazines have tested the Audi A3 before me and stated there were paddle shifters on the steering wheel, but I'm not seeing any here. Must be an option. Now, you can shift this vehicle manually by sticking it over here. Or do like me, put it in the sport mode and let it shift for itself. And the sport mode is pretty good, so you might not really need to do the manual shifting gig. Now, the power steering does offer quick response and good feedback. Unfortunately, it's electric, so it's a little over-assisted and not getting a bit of feel. You'll get used to it. far as cornering ability, no problem here. Thing takes corners like a race car, as you would expect. And in sport mode, this engine really hauls when you put the gas down. Woo! Fantastic brakes, too. And as a bonus, we get a very comfortable ride. Going over these railroad tracks, didn't feel a thing. A great suspension, but then that's what we're paying for. Now to see how this A3 performs, we're going to take it out on a little twisty road out by the lake. Take some tight corners, go down some steep hills, and see what happens. Turbo, here we come. I'd say this thing handles pretty good. Well, after driving 30 miles on those back twisty roads, I can tell you that as far as engine power, handling, braking, cornering ability, and ride comfort, this A3 will match any BMW I've driven. I was very, very impressed. Base price of an A3 with the 1.8 engine front-wheel drive runs around $30,000. With the bigger 2.0 engine and all-wheel drive, $33,000, and this was loaded up with a few options like the navigation and other goodies. So ran $36,000. I'll admit that I've always been partial to BMWs. The 3 Series has always been my favorite car, but you know, BMWs are getting kind of feminized over the years. And the Audis keep getting better. Now I'm beginning to think maybe this is a better choice. Maybe, just maybe. It's a great car though. Only beef with the car was that black interior and black paint, which roasted me alive in this heat, but you know, they do come in red. Now, if you like this A3, you might enjoy the video we did on the Audi A6, and we're going to bring up that video for you. All you have to do is press the button coming up.
Call him off or you get the next one. Stop shooting! Stop shooting! Make them throw down their guns. Obey! You got a pretty well trained, ain't you? If I didn't see it myself, I wouldn't believe guys could be that dumb. Oh, don't shoot me! For how much? Oh, I'll give you anything. I'll give you $500 million. Do better than that, Toots. I'll give you anything. I'll give you anything. I'll bet you would. Johnny, looks like you're going to get a hop in that plane. You take the countess and see how fast you can get to England. Tell him we got Hitler alive.
Leave you here to take the sock alone? Not this laddie, boy.
We are in this together. We will stay.
You listen to me, Toots. You just get to London and start dicking with these stooges of his by long distance. Find out how much he's worth to him alive. With you making the deal from over there and me over here with little Tootsie Wootsie right under my finger, I wouldn't be a bit surprised if you could make him call off this war.
Can you hold out till we make contact?
Sure. I'll be at the hideout. It's safe there. They've been looking for the joint for years and haven't found it yet. Besides, you can always reach me there through the regular channels.
Steve, please listen to me.
Now, if I'd listened to you, I wouldn't be here. Now, go on, grab that plane and scram. Can't somebody show him where the plane is?
Good, Captain Tom, do what he says.
All right, kids. Go get your deal made.
Goodbye, Steve.
Goodbye, baby.
So long, Steve. Good luck.
Not Joe.
He's dead.
He was a nice guy. Cookie, you and me are going to have plenty to talk about when we're by ourselves.